looking like a 4th of July journal or anything like that. But it is going to be kind of like that. Has some of the colors and some stars, but it's okay. And I just wanted to show you the process that I go through to make my journals. And well, most of them. I'm using this. You can use any box or any cardboard or anything you really find. You can make a junk journal, and that is the beauty of junk journaling. Now I want to make this one kind of soft, so I want to put backing on it before I put my material on it. Now this journal is going to be 7. It is going to be about 5 by 7. That's what that one is. I kind of like that size, give or take 1 or 2 inches, smaller or bigger. So, and I like to use this side on the inside. So first I'm going to glue my backing down with this. And I like using my Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. And I'm going to glue it all down. Now sometimes I do not do the whole thing at once, but I'm going to glue the whole thing down at once. But I'm going to do one side at a time so I can get it down evenly as possible. And get that glued down. Okay. And then I'll do the middle section. And you want to put as much glue as you can on there to hold that down. Now after I'm done getting this and the material on it, I usually sew. I will sew it then around the edges. I'm not going to sew it this time because my sewing machine is getting fixed. I think I bogged it down with glue, or I'm not sure. But I have someone looking at it, and like I say, we'll figure that out. And I can't wait because I like to sew my edges. And so you get that down, and I pre-cut this out, the size of my cover. And then after you pre-cut, you cut your material, and you want to cut slants on each corner so they can fold down good. Now, I like to cut it right here because it likes to pull a little right here. So I'm gonna cut that, I think. My scissors will cut it. Usually I cut it before, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it now. And it makes it easier when you're folding. You have to get in there. Yep, you're going to have to do that before. So I got it. Get it folded down, get it pushed down. Take your bone folder if you have to, get it on there good. Okay. Sometimes I like doubling up the cardboard because it really does like to fold up. And then you want to get that down. Okay. then you just go around the sides and you keep pushing it down. And this is another reason too, you do kind of want to reinforce these edges. Sometimes this glue, it does pretty good doing reinforcements, but it does kind of go through material, so you want to be careful with that. Dark material won't show it so bad, but it does hold though, holds real good. Okay, and we got that down. So I pre-cut this outer material too. I pre-cut that. So that is going to go on here, and when you pre-cut your outer material, you want to do it a little bit bigger than this, because you don't want this showing, this backing. So now I'm going to have to, yeah, that's enough. I'm going to have to cut these edges. And you get those edges off of there, so you can fold it good. Now sometimes I cut my edges too much, sometimes I don't. It just depends. You'll learn how to do it a little better, which I've been doing this for some years now, and I still cut them a little close. And now we're going to see where that's going to go, and you're going to want to put some glue there, and I also put the glue on top of that too. Yeah, that's probably the culprit on my sewing machine. Okay, and do all sizes, all sides, sizes. And you want to get it tight there. Okay, got that on there. And see, this is what happens when you don't get it cut enough on the edge. I got glue stuck on my fingers. Hold on, let me see. And then when you see that happens, so you're gonna wanna either cut that off or just fold it in when you go to glue it down. Yeah, just fold that up. And that is what happens. And this glue is pretty wet, so I'm gonna have to give it a day to dry so it can be good and dry. Sometimes, you know, I just use too much glue, but it's better safe than sorry. And this one looks like it was, yeah, a little bit not cut enough. This one too. Well, kind of hard to get that down. Okay, and then we get this down. Okay, so then we get that, and then you can see you have your base for your cover already on the outside, and it feels pretty soft. Now on the inside, you'll have to figure out what do you want to put right here on the inside. Usually I'll pick some good paper or something, but right here I'll put a different material, or you could put the same material here that you are doing on the outside. That's just up to you, which I'm going to do a different material. Okay, now for the inside, we are going to, it didn't dry much, but you can see it bled through. So you're going to want your paper to cover it, or your other material, whichever one you choose to put on it. So I'm going to use this blue paper because that's what I have. And I'm going to cut it at least a 1/2 inch smaller, 1/2 inch this way, the width, and 1/2 inch the length. So that way it'll cover it. And then the middle, you want to do that separate too. I do. I don't like the middle to be together because it'll pull it when you close your book up. Okay, let's see if I got this good. Me and measuring, we tussle. So, let's see. Do the other one. Let's see. This is the shape I wanted. Yeah, this is just about it because I'm going to put the other one there, the middle part. So I'll just measure this one together. And I will, let's mark this where I'm going to cut it. These are those pieces, and then this one is going to be the piece in the middle, which is going to come out and cover these edges. Okay, yeah. It's going to cover these edges. Or you can have these cover that, which I'll probably do that. So this one, it's, you want to cut it just a little bit from the edge. So I'm gonna cut it right, mark it right here, and then I'll cut it, my pencil. I'll cut it right there. Best. I like that one. Let's see, it'll go over. Yep. And let's see, you don't want to cut that end, but it is the same size as that though. Let's see. Yeah, it'll work. So, we're going to glue this down. Glue it down. With that good old glue. I need to use the other side. It has a little brush tip. So nice. Okay. Okay. That one. Get this in here. I'm gonna get it all glued. Glue it all up to cover that. Okay. Let's put this middle section in first. ones. Okay. I don't know why that has that on there. Okay, got that in there. And then I usually like to give it a good sew around. Or you don't have to if you don't have a sewing machine. So, don't get glue everywhere like I did. Okay. And then you just let it dry really, really good. And then you're going to work on your signatures. And that's for another video. And I will show you how I do my signatures for this journal. Alright, thank you crafty friends for joining me today. And I will see you later. Well, hello my crafty friends. I'm back with this July's junk journal. I've let it dry. I've repaired it. And now I'm going to put a few things on it. Usually I would sew it around the edge, but my sewing machine isn't feeling good at the moment, so I'm just gonna do with what I got at the moment and sew in my signatures, which I have them over here, and I'm going to punch a hole into my, I'm going to put 2 signatures in here, like they end up being around 30 pages that you can write on. So each regular size page, which is an 8 by 11 page, each one will count as 4 pages that you can write on once you fold it up and get it in your journal. So let me find my picking tool here. Okay. I think I'll get this one. Poke a hole in it with that. Usually I would just use this, but since I'm having 2 signatures, and this spine is not just folded like this. If the spine was just folded like this, then I would just use my, I don't even remember the name of it, but instead I have to just eyeball it, and I will poke the hole in it, and I will do 2 of them. You can also make I'm going to do only 3. So it's going to be a 3-hole punch. And usually you can make a template of these holes. Oh, that one, yep. They're not going to be very straight, but straight enough to get your signatures in. Okay, I think I got them poked in there. And then when you find your top, which on my top, I'm gonna say it's this. Oh no, I gotta poke this hole over here. Yeah, because it was uneven. I'm going to poke a hole here because that's where I'm going to hang a little dangle right there when we're done. Okay, so now you take your needle, and you need a really big needle, and usually I go 3, the size of that, but then I'm going to have to do it twice, so that's 6. Okay, So let's say I have enough. Let's hope I have enough. Okay, let me get this in there. And this one, you have to poke your hole in there too. Which, I think I just measure it like this. It makes it a little easier to just measure it this way. Make a dot right here and a dot there, and do a dot right here. And that would tell you at least where you should poke the hole. That'll be good. Oh, sometimes it's kind of hard to get it in there if you have a lot of paper, thick pages. Now on your signatures, well, the way I just do my signatures, I just use pages that I just like. Now I like a variety of pages. I'll do plain and some coffee dyed, music pages, book pages, plain pages, ledgers, whatever pages you like. And I like these pages, just anything that you can journal on, anything that you like to journal on, and you can use them. And you won't have to worry about that. Okay, so, and you pull this in there, start in the middle, and you're going to want to pull that all the way, and leave a little bit there. There you go. And then you go up to the top. Make sure you're getting it in there. Kind of hard with this kind of material. Kind of hard to see. Hold on. Let's look. Oh. Okay, I got it. It's right here. Nope, I don't have it. Okay, that's in there. Draw my stuff. Well, I should have put my clips on this. It would have kept it together. Let me see. Keep that part together. Okay. Let's get it in there. The holes in here is easier. Okay. Well, sorry about that. It took me a little longer than I needed. And then you will go all the way to the bottom. Oh, all the way to the bottom and through the holes that you have. Keep your string out. I have a lot of string here. Well, that's one thing you shouldn't do, is have too much string. And then you go back through the middle. And that should be easy to do. Okay. And then once you get that through, you want to put this string on the other side of that. Tighten it down, and then you want to cut that off. You don't have to leave a whole bunch of string there. Okay. Cut this one off. Okay, And that's how you do that. And then you'll have that's your one signature in there. Now I'm gonna do the other signature off screen. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got the other signature sewed in. This is what it looks like on the back. Now you can also put material, paper, or whatever you want to cover up the string or thread if you don't like it. But it's fine with me. And these are the papers that are in here. These I made into pockets. And it's just a extra longer piece of paper. And I just cut it down and just folded these flaps up. That's another thing. I'll have to make a video on that, of how to make the pockets. And I usually put them in the middle. I have those in there. A few different pieces of paper. There's an envelope in the back right here. This might be the only envelope I have. So these would be good for you to decorate yourself. And you'll have room to put all the stuff you would like in there. These, I am making these, and they all are not going to be exactly the same, but I'm making these. These are my July journals, junk journals. Now the hole that I put right here is actually, that hole is for your dangle and whatever you want to put on in there. Hang from it. Whatever you want to hang, you know, tassel, anything you want to hang there. I like to put this eyelet inside, but I think my eyelet is so big. I had a crocodile, and I'm not finding that crocodile. Let me look for it. Just a minute. Nope, I'm not finding that at the moment, so let's see if I can make the hole bigger so I can get that in there. I don't know if it's big enough. We will see. Well, that one's not big enough. I'm gonna have to find that crocodile and get that on there later. And I like putting the ends on the journals. They are so cute. And that's what I put those on there. They're simple to put on. Kind of spread them out a little bit and then you clip them down. Let's see. You might want to put glue on them sometimes to keep them on there. Let me see if I can get this open a little bit, a little more. Let's see if that works. Oh, it looks like I'm not getting it. There it is. Okay. Well, you guys are learning right along with me. So, then you smash it down. Let me see here. So, I hope you guys don't mind learning with me. I can make journals, but I am still learning a lot of different techniques, so, and that is fine. I like to bring you guys right along with me. Okay, let's see if I got it open enough. Yes. I think it's open enough. Let's see. Yeah, it's on there. Okay. I'd like to, let's see if we can squeeze it, make it. Okay. And I like to put one down at the bottom. And you gotta open it. That's what you have to do. Open it a little. Get it on there. Okay, let's see. I made these corners so thick though. Okay, got that on there, is it? It's right on the edge of that. Okay. These, I think I got these little things from Temu. They're not hard to squeeze with your fingers, but it's best with the tool though. Okay, I'll put those on, and this, I like putting these little plates. I call them name plates, license plates, whatever you want to call them. But I do not put the screws in them all the time. I just glue them on. I'm going to glue that one on. And I'm not going to do a whole lot of decorating on these journals. I like to leave room for the person that receives them to put their own touch on it. Decorate it yourself. That's the fun part of it, of a junk journal. You can put anything you want in it. Any kind of junk you save and you like, you can just throw it in your journal. Okay, so that's there. Let's see. That is all I'm gonna do with that one. Now, they're all not gonna be exactly the same, but similar. They will have this color outside. Now that one is that, and then I'm going to, I will make like some little tags to go along with it. A whole little junk journal kit will come with it. This is just some of the other little items that would go with it. I'm still putting them together, so. And then you can get some of these tags, and they're so easy to just decorate. You can put pockets on them. You can stamp them. You can do this and cut them out. These are cute. I like cutting these out. And I'm gonna put some of these little pockets in here, these little envelopes in here. And these, I'm going to put the little string on them. Now, sometimes I don't use this string. It's not my favorite, but I'd rather use that sari string. But it'll work for this purpose. Oh, it's cute. Okay. It's cute on this one, though. I like it on this one. Okay. And these, yeah, these little tags, you can buy them already pre-made from Temu or Amazon. You can buy them. unless you got time to make them yourself. That's even a better idea. And then that'll go in there. And I'll put this one on here. Then you'll be able to journal on the back of these cards, or you can just decorate the back of them even more, because they're plain on the back, and you can decorate them even more. And that's another envelope. And I also made envelopes. I like making these envelopes. I like pre-cutting these out. These are good for all kinds of stuff you can put in here, but I literally like putting bookmarks in there. I really like putting bookmarks in here, and keeping your bookmarks is a good idea. You can keep all your bookmarks handy. Keep them in there. These are that glue. It sticks. It's a good glue, but you're able to move stuff around with it. I was thinking of maybe putting some buttons on here. I'm not sure. I don't know. And I'm not going to put a closure on it because this is a pretty thick book. I don't know. Well, I don't know if I want to put the buttons on it. Buttons are kind of cute. They look kind of cute. You could sew them on yourself too. I'm going to see if this glue will keep them on. It should. I'll just put them on this one just to see how it looks. Yeah. Okay. Kind of cute though. Okay. I had another envelope I made to go along with this, I think, and I cut this out. I do like, it's a skinny one too. That's pretty cute. It can go into a junk journal, or it can just be something you can carry along with you to put other stuff in it. And you just close it up. You gotta hold this down. This glue is movable. And this one is cute. And that's that. I'll show you guys how to make that on my envelope making journal. That's going to go with that. And that is going to be it for this video, guys. I will be coming back showing all the little ephemera I'm going to make and go with this journal for July. Thank you, guys. See you later.